Yo, I'm back. In this one, I just kind of let my soul guide me, if you will. I spent quite a bit of time just kind of driving around in the general area until something reached out to me as a good walkable, kind of photo walk like I usually do. I saw a little kind of event happening down the street with tents and vendors and things like that. So I thought, oh, perfect. Let's just head in that direction. Then I can branch off from there. So I get a kind of a whole mixed bag of shots in this one. And I liked a lot of these. So let's see what we can get into. I shot this one for a lot of obvious reasons, at least to me. Of course, the pop of red flowers kind of crawling the top of that white fence leading into this cool old like Toyota minivan thing. I'm not sure what it is, but it looked really cool, like a compact Japanese van with some cool rims on it. So yeah, this one just felt like, man, what a perfect opener for my day of shooting. And yeah, I mean, that's it. Not much else to say. Just a good-looking shot. This one, however, I think is the classic looked better in my mind than it did when I actually took the shot. This like kind of hidden brown house is kind of tucked in around all of these trees and bushes and plants. It's like almost hiding back there, and that's mostly what I was going for. It doesn't look terrible. It doesn't look bad at all. It's just kind of bland, I think. It's like kind of too much of the same color, but definitely not terrible. I think me aiming for this kind of older brown house tucked away back here in this greenery was really the only thing that I was going for, and I think I accomplished that. I will say, because there was an event happening just down the road from this, when there's a bunch of people around, I'm getting way more comfortable just openly taking photos. I find that if there is enough people around, they don't question why someone's taking a photo of them or their immediate area. It's almost like it's acceptable, and I think I've talked about this before in previous videos. I'm sure I have, and I'm sure I'll mention it again. But my confidence level rises significantly in places like this. It's just like I don't care if people are looking at me anymore in these types of settings because everyone is looking at somebody, And I think I kind of hide in the disguise of I'm an event photographer, no one really questions it. So it's beautiful and I love doing it. So I'm trying to do more of that or find more places like this to shoot. I also wore sunglasses this entire shot. It was super bright out. And initially I was thinking, I want to see how the color looks on some of these photos, but that doesn't matter. I want to focus more on composition and how the scene looks. And I think the color and the exposure and all that will drop into place, just making sure that my settings are where they need to be. Anyway, so I captured this, and I love this scene. This scene's awesome. I'm not sure if this lady knew I was taking a picture of her or not. I can't tell, but she is kind of posing in a way that just made this really work for me. I unfortunately wasn't recording when I snagged these, so I'm popping these up now because these happened soon after I entered the street. I don't know how that happened, but you know, it happens. Obviously, this lady had some really cool tattoos, like from neck to almost her ankles. Very, very cool, and that was really it. The light kind of bouncing off of her kind of dark red hair with these really cool tattoos was cool in itself. So those are the only reasons for grabbing that. This one, however, once again, my mind's eye framed this up a lot cooler. I don't hate this one. I wish there was a little bit more emphasis on the lady sitting there on the left. I almost wish she would have looked over at me when I snapped this one. Once again, I'm wearing sunglasses on this, so like no one really knows if I'm looking directly at them or not. It's easier to ignore people. But, this one's still cool. I like this. There's a bit of culture to this with the appetizers, being able to plainly see the menu. And yeah, just another slice of life color pop photo, which I like. This one was really, really nice. This one had all kinds of little elements in it that I try to make the most of. For one, this guy petting this camel is just something you don't see every day. Just kind of a random older dude petting a camel, There's some interesting elements to it, just that alone. But, the kid directly behind him, you can't see his face because of the fence, just had this certain feel to it. That's something that I'm probably going to say a ton of. Certain feel to it. It's like the best way for me to describe it. And then way in the back, you've got the train, and there's this family, and they're two like toddlers playing on the train tracks. It's just another thing that you don't notice really until you go back, you start reviewing your photos. I saw them back there, but I didn't think that they would play a big part in this photo, and it just does. It adds to the randomness to this one. So yeah, very street photography feel. I liked it a lot. I like the placement of all the people in this one. At this point, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get right in here in between these people and start snapping pictures, whether they notice me or not, who cares? And this was one of the results of that. I really, really like this one. There's just so many, moving parts to this particular photo. Once again, like all the kids in the photo with like this kind of golden color to their hair, and this fence like effectively blocks like all their faces. I don't know, that was really cool to me, that like just the anonymity, if I'm saying that word right, adds a cool feel that I'm really here for. And then the random like wild animals like the zebra, and then I'm not even sure what the white one is, but those animals interacting with the children here on the left, and then like the older people taking photos of themselves too. Yeah, the kind of the chaos and like anonymity of the photo makes this one really interesting to me. It's like the only identity you see is the older lady and the animal. So I'm not sure what that's saying, but it's just a cool looking picture. I was really happy with this one. one reminded me a lot of certain street photographers in like the 50s and the 60s of that style, where they're documenting, you know, the buildings and the businesses in their area. Specifically, Fred Herzog comes to mind. Fred Herzog was one of like the first street photographers that I looked into, just out of curiosity when I first started getting into this. That kind of spoke to me. Like, his style of photography made sense when I was starting out. So I find myself reverting back to taking those types of photos sometimes, just because it's natural for me to do that. And the contrast between these older local businesses is really cool. The dark black and yellow contrasted with the kind of tan red and blues. But bonus points, you know, we got a guy jogging through here, which helps put a stamp, a time stamp on this image. If I had taken a picture of these buildings, I mean, you wouldn't know when I took it. You know, it says since 1885 on the thing. Obviously, this photo's too clear for 1885, but this could have been in the 70s, the 80s, you know, something like that. So capturing the guy running in this with kind of his modern athletic wear helps put a stamp on it. And I think that's cool. The first thing that stood out to me when grabbing this one was just the flat contrast. This is like another easy one for me to grab, purely because it's the kind of broken up gravel construction site ground in this kind of, you know, really contrasty green and yellow weed or plant, just kind of forcing its way through that ground. Yeah, that's really all there is to it. If you remember, at the very beginning of this video, I walked past this with it being on my right, and coming back, I saw a different angle, a different perspective to this one. I thought it might be cool to shoot the flowers, or maybe roses. Is that a rose bush? Creeping over that fence through the window of this really unique Toyota van. I like this one too. I think this one works really well. This one's got some cool standout portions of the photograph that I really like. The roses, the dirty kind of passenger side window with the dust and dirt, the tree creeping on the roof, and then the destroy sticker at the far left. This one works for me. I like this one a lot.